And this is what I call a flow chart, okay? So hopefully I'll do an okay job explaining it to you. We need to have, each of us needs to have what I call a digital workflow. That doesn't mean you're a digital scrapbooker. We are all dealing with digital photos. Anybody shooting film? That's new in the last 2 years, really, truly. I mean, we are, okay. So a digital workflow is the steps that you take to get your pictures off your camera and to a point where you can use them. Does that make sense? It's a lot harder than it used to be. You used to pop the film out, drop it off at Albertsons, pick it up after you're done shopping, look through it on your way home, run inside the kitchen with your groceries, throw away the 8 that were crappy, right? And then you can do something with them. You're ready. That's completely changed. So insert digital workflow, and everyone's going to have a different digital workflow. The very best thing you can do is make it a routine for you. Just decide how often are you going to upload photos? Question.
So, is it better to try to print more often? I mean, are you more prone, like if I upload and then print and then actually physically have them, even though I could have a large film already upstairs, but I'm more likely to scrap it those instead of lose them on the computer. So the ones that I really want to scrap, I should print right away like I used to 5 years ago.
That's my personal opinion. I am a big girls, right? LM members, you know that I sometimes take some flack inside the classroom for being so print happy. Because I really believe the very best way to be inspired is to have pictures waiting for you, to spend physical time with your pictures. Now, anybody in here doing digital scrapbooking predominantly? Okay, I'm like you. I love them and I want to learn more about it, but I'm very much a traditional paper scrapbooker, okay? You cannot scrapbook pictures you can't see. And I don't mean see on the computer. I mean pick up and touch and physically hold. So, yes, you get into a routine of uploading pictures, delete, 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 just like you used to toss them in the garbage can. It's okay. You have enough pictures. They aren't as valuable as they used to be. Does that make sense? So the analogy that I like to use is, how valuable is sand? Why is sand not valuable? Why can't they charge me money for a bag of sand? I mean, they can, but there's so much of it. Why are rubies valuable? Because they're rare. So we cannot continue to view our pictures the same way that our grandmothers and great-grandmothers viewed their pictures. It was expensive, and they were extremely rare. Your pictures are not worth as much. It's the basic, what do you call it? It's the law of scarcity, okay? So they're not scarce. You know what's so exciting though? The only thing, good question, tell me your first name. Lisa said, once you put some pictures on a scrapbook page, and you pair them with what? Some personal perspective, all of a sudden it's priceless. Because what is still very scarce is your perspective on life. Nobody has it but you. Nobody, and especially in one generation with all the pictures that we're dealing with, they're going to be even less valuable unless there's a few of them that have been paired with your perspective and a story or a memory. And then all of a sudden, yeah, cool. Okay, so back to digital workflow. You get them off your camera, you get them onto your computer, you just be purge queen. Just get rid of the ones you don't want. If you just want to hide them, you can't actually trash them, fine, just hide them somewhere so you don't have to look at them every time. What I suggest doing, and I do this quarterly, okay? So I create what's called a highlights folder, or you can tag them, you can rate them, however your software or your program works for you, but you create just the highlights. So you go through 70 pictures at a birthday party. Oh my gosh, how many rolls of film is that? And that's sort of conservative, is it not? You only take 70 pictures at a birthday party? How many rolls is that? 2. 70 divided by 12, I mean 24. I mean, it's about 3 rolls of film. Okay, did you used to take 3 rolls of film at a birthday party? No, okay? So that's too many birthday photos. Nobody wants to look at 70 birthday pictures, not even the birthday child. I'm going to say some hard names right now, but you need to get it in your head. Nobody wants to look at all 70. It was super fun for you to take them. So now you sit down and you pick 15, max. You put them in your highlights folder. Okay? If you can't delete the other ones and you just leave them alone, you're creating a new place for you to go. Rather than scrolling through that continuous library of photos that your computer automatically puts in date order, you're going to create a highlights place where you can go. Does that make sense? Then the next thing you absolutely need to be doing is archiving those digital images. That means storing them outside your home online somewhere. That could be Costco, that could be Shutterfly, that could be on a USB thumb drive at your husband's office. They need to be somewhere, not all of them, just the highlights, does that make sense, outside your home, so that when your house burns down, hopefully it won't, but then you have those available to you. These are kind of steps of question.
Is it better just to spend time creating a highlights folder, like on your computer and all that? I mean, I don't know how long that would be. Way too long. Or just to print them, the 15, right then and there, so you don't have to do it.
Absolutely, you can do that too. But the reason, what you need to do is you still need to, I would still archive them. So
Somewhere
that you
else,
have
right.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
You
how
can do
much,
that at a
whatever.
different time, though, right?
Absolutely.
Just print them and then
Yep.
archive them.
And the reason,
a month
and
later.
everyone's flow is going to be a little different, as long as you have a routine that you know, and I'll explain this in a second, but make yourself a little check, and I'll explain how mine works. But just sit down, check. I get them in a highlights folder, I upload them to Shutterfly. From Shutterfly, I can print them, I can share them in online galleries, I can make photo books with them. All of those count as using my photos. So the other thing that we need to change about our mentality towards scrapbooking is it all counts. If you go to Disneyland and you take 400 photos and you went with your sister and her family, then put them on an online gallery. That means you shared them. That counts. It counts. They're out there. They're being enjoyed. Someone can see them. They're representing, great experiences that you've had. Of those 400, then why don't you take 40? Right? Make a little mini book if you want. And then take 5 or 6 and make a scrapbook page. It doesn't matter how you use your photos as long as you are getting them off your camera onto your computer and to the point where you can use them. Okay. So let me just walk you through this if you don't mind, okay? Because then you can go home and kind of create your own or whatever you want. So you can see I do it in 3 months at a time. So I do it seasonally, and if you can. Ooh, we can have a season. I know people online that say, I'm in Florida, I don't have seasons. I'm like, ooh, sorry for you, okay? I love to be in sunshine all the time. Not really, because I love the seasons. So I do winter, spring, summer, fall, okay? So, and I just start with January. January, February, March is winter to me, okay? So at the end of March, then I want to have highlights already selected by the end of March because it's time for me to upload that winter 2010 highlights folder. I want to archive it, get it off my computer and get it stored somewhere else. Once it's there, I can select which of those pictures I want to print.
So do you remove when you archive from your computer? Okay.
Okay, a backup is when you have an external hard drive sitting next to your computer. That's when your computer crashes. Oh, phew, my pictures are still here.
I'm afraid to let my husband do that. Like, he puts them on the USB, but I'm afraid to let him take them off the computer, and he goes, well, that's why your computer is so slow, is because you have pictures on here from the last 7 years.
Oh, yes.
I have an external hard drive. I know, it's just like, what happens if I need that?
You just have to make sure it's an archival
I'm a
CD.
photo collector, and I need to.
Because you're not alone. We don't understand you at all. So, and what I love, why I love Shutterfly so much, and you can do the same thing with Costco or somewhere else, right? But I still have access to them. Does that make sense? I can go online, I can log into Shutterfly, I can look at my highlights from last fall, they're there, and I can reprint something pretty easy. I can just do it. I can send it to Target, Shutterfly, right? And I get up there.
They can make a disc for you too.